Good evening, I'm Ed Pearson, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weazel Newscast. This week, we'll talk about how a peaceful protest led to the dissolution of the mayor's office. But first, a story about Batman and his attempt to fight the war on drugs, using only his fists.
Who's supplying the drugs to you? How are you getting all the drugs? Who's selling them? Talk, damn it! Where are you keeping the supply? Where are all the drugs? You don't want to talk either? Talk! Another silent one. Who's your leader? Why won't anybody talk?
This is Chelsea Layfette reporting live for Weazel News. I am here with Batman. Batman, where are we right now? Tell me, what happened to you?
I'm trying to look for a new Batmobile.
So, what is your plan to get a new Batmobile?
I've been asking people to borrow their cars.
No, you're not.
Thank you. Just give me the keys.
No, I'm not giving.
You just gotta give me the keys, and
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Listen, Batman.
I could stop so much crime with this car.
You could stop a lot of crime with this
thank
car,
you.
but
I
like,
really
no,
appreciate it so
no.
much.
Oh, and did you get anyone willing to help you?
Somebody didn't comply. Just give me the keys. I require this to get around.
Yeah,
fight crime.
you touch my car, I'll fucking drop you, bro.
Thank you. I don't think you want to do that.
Trust me, I'm not
I think
fucking
what you
scared
wanna
of some
do is give me
motherfucker in a
this.
costume,
I
bro.
think what you want. Oh, you think this is a costume? You want to go?
Oh my god.
I mean, we can make it go if you want.
Batman's fighting with my.
All you have to do is give me the
What's
keys to this
happening?
car.
What?
Maybe a
Thank you so
costume, but
much. I
it's made of
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
Nah,
you, I
dude,
appreciate it.
I'm gonna give you the count of 3 to back up for my car, bro.
I appreciate this. I think I'm
Why?
just gonna take it. Oh,
Oh,
where did this guy come
oh
from?
no, he passed out.
Oh, God
Sorry,
damn
sir.
it.
You should have given me the keys. You should have just given me the keys.
Let's go, Marty.
After members of the DOJ refused to show up for the last legislative meeting, a peaceful protest was held inside City Hall on Sunday night. The following day, Mayor Seth was called into City Hall and was told the mayor's office was being dissolved. The public came out in droves to protest this decision. Some have even been calling it a coup d'etat. As we wait on a statement from the DOJ, I sat down with Chelsea Layfette to speak about her experience working in the mayor's office. I'm sitting here with our editor-in-chief at Weazel News, Chelsea Layfette, who also just did a stint as the chief of staff in the mayor's office. Chelsea, how did you find working in the mayor's office?
Unrewarding. I found it frustrating. We had no resources, and honestly, it was one of the worst months of my life.
What were the roadblocks working in the mayor's office? What made the job so difficult?
Well, we had no authority whatsoever. Essentially, the only real power the mayor's office has is 2 votes in legislative sessions, which, as we saw, they now took away. I was Secretary of the Interior for a while, which again was basically just me. I could go to PD meetings, but that was about it. No real authority, no ability to do audits. Essentially, the whole thing is meaningless, and DOJ has all the power.
Would you say the DOJ makes decisions without consulting the mayor's office?
Oh, constantly, and I have a concrete example. There were talks at some point of making the district attorney an electable position. We felt that it's an important position in the city. It's someone who votes on legislation. We wanted to have an election. A few days later, surprise, surprise, surprisingly, they're state attorneys. And James Rice himself, and notice I'm not using his title, said that, this doesn't concern you, and it's going to make the whole idea of an electable DA impossible.
Now, this was quite strenuous on your life. You actually ended up taking a leave of absence and entering rehab.
Something not everyone knows about me is that I struggle with alcoholism. My entire family on my mother's side does. And the stress of it all led me to drink, which is why I had to spend a week in an out-of-city mental institution.
And you came back sporting a new look. Why did you dye your hair pink?
I dyed my hair pink in protest against the DOJ. I'm sure many of you will remember Toddy. Think what you will of Toddy, but the truth is he was put to death. And he was put to death after he dyed Morgan Luna Vinny's hair pink. And, if they're offended by pink, so be it. I will keep my hair pink until democracy is restored, until these criminals have been ousted from office, and I welcome everyone in the city who opposes this illegal coup to do the same and dye their hair pink.
And how is your relationship with Mayor Seth?
I supported Seth at first. My initial impression of him was that he was a bit naive, could have potential, and was certainly the least damaging of all three options in the election. And going into it, his naivete went further than I expected. Seth Ahriman is a good listener. He is not a doer. He is someone who is very much afraid, which we saw clearly today when he just bowed down and accepted this illegal coup without protest. A good mayor, a proper mayor, would have declared this act illegal and demanded that PD arrest these insurrectionists.
Do you think it's a coincidence that all this stuff has started happening during Seth's term while one of the state attorneys was running against him and lost in the previous election to him?
No. This was incredibly deliberate. Morgan Luna Vinny is a corrupt person. She's an extremely petty person. She takes everything personally. She has extremely thin skin. She is horrible at writing legislation, which good part of the city can attest to. And when she lost the election, she almost ran away crying, refused to talk to Seth. She saw me. She said she wouldn't say anything in front of a member of the press and refused to do anything during the transition week. Did not help Seth at all, did not have a single conversation with him. And afterwards, what does she does? She gets in the state attorney's office and essentially lobbies her way to the top so she can keep going on her little dictator's dream, which the city should not accept.
What do you think of Bryce and James and Morgan personally?
I like to think of them as the three-headed snake. I could believe that there were some good intentions and how they started. I can even to an extent believe they still think they were doing the right thing. All three of them need to go. This is first of all, Bryce Remington and Morgan Luna Vinny are shit you not the most unpleasant people I've ever met. It's literally impossible to be in the same room as them and not just feel crushed by the misery these people bring. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Now, one thing I should bring up is that every meeting that Seth and I had with James Rice, either Morgan or Bryce was present. These three are working in cahoots, always together. Again, they're the three-headed snake. And I want to stress again, this idea that James Rice is a just person is a lie. Actually, James Rice spoke to me in a private conversation a few days ago, actually, and voiced his frustration that not enough people were interested in DOJ. Well, James, let me tell you, this is fucking why. Because you are running a petty little dictatorship against the will of the people. And let me tell you, James, there is life beyond your courthouse and PD. There is an entire city of people, not criminal, people whose opinion fucking matters. Listen to them for a change.
And that's it for this week's edition of the Weazel Newscast. Check back next week to see if we have a mayor or whatever.